Okay, guys, can you see me? This is like the worst day to do streaming I have ever experienced in my life. Usually it goes really well, and I don't know what's happening today, but I am getting so frustrated. This is my third attempt to do this, and like I'm gonna have to refund like everyone back their money, if PayPal will even allow that option. So if you can see me, let me know because I can't even tell anymore if I'm even visible. I've literally been sitting here since 2 o'clock and I've gotten through like one reading. So that's pretty cool. Hey, Benta. So if you can see me. Okay, perfect. Man, I am feeling like so frustrated. I'm going to have to clear this energy with some sage because like YouTube is just frozen. And I'm streaming through Streamlabs, and so that's pretty clear, and all like the chat is coming up and everything. But if you could see my screen on YouTube, it's just like completely blank. Like it says nothing. So I don't even know if this video is going to save or anything. I'm just so confused. But if Gia is here from my first reading, let me know. But I can't message you guys back, just so you know. I can only communicate like verbally. The only time that I can chat is like if the YouTube link is working. So go ahead with your questions since you donated. Hey everyone, else that's in the chat, how's it going? Be a little patient with me. It's been a day so far. I'm going to get a massage later on today. It's almost 4 where I am. We're going about 7 o'clock, and I cannot even tell you like how much I need this. This Mercury retrograde has been insane for me personally and for my family. And the aftershocks are real. And we are just so ready for this tonight. If at any point you guys can't hear me or see me anymore, please let me know. Okay. How does that feel? He's thinking about starting something, he or she, thinking about starting something new with you, Benta, if I'm saying your name correctly. The Page of Pentacles is all about manifesting, creating that new energy, a new opportunity, but taking it really slow with the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a very slow-moving suit. It's not somebody who shows their emotions very freely. We have more pentacles here. So I think we're still in the thinking stage. Still considering a relationship with you. Thinking about moving forward with you. The Nine of Pentacles is still a very independent energy. So still weighing the options of that single energy. The King of Swords is someone who's kind of distant, may not be showing how they feel outwardly towards you, still trying to gain that perspective. Let's see here. And then we have the Ten of Cups and the Seven of Wands. The Ten of Cups did come out in reverse, however. So there's something going on there where maybe the hesitancy is feeling like they aren't in full alignment for a relationship, that there's some challenges. Let's see if anything else comes out. Wanting to be romantic, though, there's definitely some chemistry, some feelings for romance that we need to just let go of some of that insecurity, some of that feeling like, I don't know if they come from like a broken home, you know, like divorced parents, or maybe broken relationships, maybe heartache from the past, or feeling like they don't measure up to what they need to be in a relationship. But we have some feelings of misalignment here and needing to overcome these challenges, letting go of things from the past and just moving forward from things that don't serve you so that you can be that romantic energy. Because the Knight of Cups is all about that romance and going on dates and just having like that really like fun, you know what I mean, that air about that romantic like vibe. But definitely thinking about new opportunity with you, just not completely showing it just yet, because I don't know, something about this person feels like they're still enjoying their independence a little bit. You think it's a past relationship. Yeah, so they're still kind of like enjoying that independence a little bit. But they are thinking about you. They're trying to figure out exactly what it is they want and not fully showing it towards you outwardly, but they're thinking about it. They're thinking about you, especially with this Knight of Cup cards. That's like just, this is the Knight of, the Knight of Cups is like the Knight in Shining Armor kind of card. So it's like the romance card of the deck. So thinking about those kinds of feelings with you. I think they just have some things to get past here with the Six of Swords. All right, so we have Carrie Simpson. What's your question, Carrie? You said, yeah, you haven't heard from him in like a week. Yeah, he's going through like this perspective period, not like a hermit situation, not where he's kind of like keeping to himself in a way of like wanting to be very distant and like reclusive, but he's trying to, with that King of Swords, just trying to kind of like gain that perspective. He's definitely enjoying the independent energy. But I definitely feel like there's forward movement towards romantic feelings and romantic gestures towards you. It's just very slow moving with this King of Pentacle cards. It's like, if it was like a Knight of Swords or something like that, I would say, oh yeah, you know, or like, you know, we had some wands in there or something like that. I would say he's probably going to make a move pretty quick. But the King of Swords is what came, or the King of, Pentacles is what came out first. So it just makes me think that like he's thinking about it, considering it. It just may not happen as soon as you want, or he may not express himself as quickly. All right, so Carrie wants to know, my ex Brian and the Gemini reaches out to me. Oh, my ex Brian, the Gemini. Okay. My ex Brian, the Gemini, reaches out to me recently, and I wanted to know what his intentions are. So, Brian, the Gemini, reached out to you, and you want to know what his intentions are. You are a Libra. Okay. That's a good match, though. A lot of air energy. What are Brian's intentions with Carrie? You're welcome. All right. What are Brian's intentions with Carrie? What are Brian's intentions with Carrie? What are Brian's intentions with Carrie? Okay. Ace of Wands, reverse or upright. Ace of Wands, reverse or upright. Ace of Wands, reverse or upright. Okay, so this was supposed to be that way. And please clarify Knight of Pentacles. Expansive, not moving. Okay, moving forward. Okay, so at first I thought not so good. But as the reading went on, it seemed like we're getting a little bit more information here. So to be completely honest, I'm not quite sure if he's wanting like more from you in a romantic way, wanting to kind of rekindle things. I kind of feel like, yeah, because we have the Ace of Wands, which is like kind of like a rekindling type of card, because it's kind of like a reigniting of passion and things like that. But there's no cards here that really like say romance. It's more like passion. So I'm not sure if maybe he misses like that passionate side of the relationship, the should I say lustful side, just like the connection that you guys had with each other, the intimate side of the relationship. I think that maybe some things he's kept hidden from you, maybe things that he didn't fully express, some repressed emotions, some things that he feels like he wants to come out and talk to you about, feel some unresolved. That's the kind of word that's coming through, unresolved things. Maybe he's looking for some kind of, not necessarily closure, could be, but more so unresolved things that he kind of wants to come back to you about and kind of work through, because the Knight of Swords is someone who kind of runs away really quickly and doesn't really think through things and just kind of makes a move and makes a run for it. And that's leaving him feeling kind of like lost and hopeless and sad about this. The Ace of Cups in reverse is about repressed emotions, things not expressed, not feeling fulfilled. And the Seven of Swords is when you are hiding things, you're not being your true self. So when these cards came out asking this question, it made me feel like, uh-oh, this may not be a good situation. However, the cards coming out underneath it after the fact, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is wanting to create something, wanting to make something grow, something that you can be proud of, putting in the work with the Eight of Pentacles, and also with the Knight of Pentacles. This can mean moving forward, moving past something. I asked for a clarifying card, which is the Three of Wands, which also is a very expansive card. Also means moving forward and expanding with someone, or with a venture of some sort. So it makes me feel like he's just kind of trying to move forward in a way, and it could be with you just because we have the Ace of Wands. We have this reignition of power, a sense of, or not power, I'm sorry, passion, a sense of renewal. It could mean new beginnings. So maybe this is what he has hope for, possibly. To be completely honest, I think that he just wants to revisit you and your relationship with each other. I think that he maybe thinks that things didn't work out quite how he thinks it should have been the first time around, and he kind of wants to see, maybe make it right. That some things were just unresolved the first time around. I don't think that he has like incredible hope that you guys are going to get back together and this is going to work out the second time around or anything like that. I just think that he kind of wants to see what you're up to, how things are going, maybe kind of feel you out a little bit, see how you feel about the situation, and then kind of go from there. But it's definitely about forward movement and trying to kind of turn these things around into a more positive experience, and kind of see where it goes. But we definitely have the passion card about reigniting that kind of, I don't know, that fire, that it's like an igniting card. As you can see, we've got that fire coming in there. Literally, like this person's hair is on fire. So, and then there's just that potential. This whole reading is just about that potential in the future. You said, yeah, he texted me and I ignored his text and he kept texting and I told him all he was going to do is run and he told me he wouldn't run this time. Wow. But there's been a little conversation after that night. So, like, this is him, right? So, I mean, you have to decide, is this something that you want to pursue? Sounds like the ball's in your court. You're welcome. Thank you guys. I'm glad that my stream is working a little bit better so I can do these readings, but it sounds like I might be done for the day. I don't know if anybody else is coming in. I've been having like way too many technical errors and people have been trying to hang around and be patient with me, but I feel so bad. So I'll hang around for maybe like another minute or two and see if anybody else comes on in here. I can't see how many viewers I have. I have like a very limited view right now. Is my Luna Moon or is Peach still in here? Oh, Peach is here. Okay, cool. All right, Peach, go ahead with your questions. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see here. So I'm gonna ask, what is the energy and like feelings your best friend has towards you about what he said? So that way we can leave it kind of open-ended and we can kind of feel like what his feelings are and just that energy towards you. Okay, so I think that he does feel bad about the way that he handled the situation with you. Um, maybe his choice of words or how he acted about the situation. I feel like he thinks he could have handled it one way or the other. Because when asking that, I got the Two of Wands, which is where you're kind of making a decision between two things. You're trying to kind of make plans. Is usually how the Two of Wands is. But to me, it's about discoveries, it's about making decisions. And since the decision was already made, he already made the choice. I feel like when I see this card, it's making me think like he's kind of thinking about, oh, I could have done it this way or I could have done it that way. And he's kind of sitting here looking out the window, really reflecting and thinking about, did I handle that the way that I could have? And then with the Knight of Cups in reverse, it makes me feel like not satisfied, not happy, not fulfilled. The Knight of Cups is typically about romance, but we're talking about a friendship here. And I feel like he's not happy with the decision that he made coming out on top of the Two of Wands. I think that the end result of what happened, I feel like he feels like was necessary, but I think that he thinks he could have handled it better, if that makes sense. And the things that were said could have been handled in a different way. But the actual thing that went down between the two of you, I think that he thinks was something that was going to happen. We have the Empress, which I kind of feel like is how he sees you. Just kind of like this embodiment of just like this really good person. Just someone who's just like very beautiful and just very loving and just kind of like someone that he adored, you know. But there's just this misalignment in values. When the Hierophant is upright, it's somebody who you connect with, you vibe with, you kind of like identify with, and you guys have alignment in your views, your values, your beliefs. And when it's in reverse, I see it as there's some disconnect there. The Six of Swords coming after that is where you're kind of letting go of the past. You're kind of letting go of that connection. You're severing ties and moving forward and like breaking free of those things. And the Six of Swords is kind of a necessary thing that you need to do that kind of brings you heartache to do, but breaking free of these things. So kind of like when someone's married to someone they know they shouldn't be married to anymore, but they know what's best for them, so they need to break free of that. It's like when you do the thing that's hard, but you know it's what's best for you in the end, and you break free of it. That's kind of what the Six of Swords is. It's just not easy. It's regretful. It makes you sad, but you feel in that moment it's what's best for you. And I feel like that's kind of his energy right now. And because he made that decision, he's kind of in the world energy. He kind of feels like he did something that was necessary. In that way, it may sound painful for me to relate to you, but he feels like, for lack of better terms, it was an accomplishment. Like he feels like it was something necessary, it was something hard, and it was something that he needed to do. And he feels like kind of proud of himself that he made that like separation. He feels more stable and he feels like good about the fact that he stopped communicating. But I think that he feels kind of ashamed with the way that things went down. I don't think that he feels very proud of how things happened between the two of you, but he is happy to have that independence. I don't think that he looks back at things with you in a negative way, especially with the Empress coming up, because the Empress is like the most profound compliment that you can give somebody. It's saying that they're this most beautiful, divine, feminine goddess, basically. I think that's how he kind of views you, as that this person that's just beyond. But it kind of makes me feel almost like he just didn't feel aligned with you anymore. For some reason, there's just this disconnect, and he just felt like it was for the best for him in this moment, maybe not forever, but in this moment, it was best for him to kind of distance himself from you a little bit. But I do feel like he does feel like the way that he handled the situation wasn't for the best. So I hope that helps. I know I felt like that was kind of painful for me to say. I hate like saying things like that because I feel like I don't want to hurt feelings any more than I already am. That's kind of like what I'm seeing in the cards. And but I really hope that you know that this is the energy of right now and that anything can change, you know? So it doesn't necessarily mean that this is forever. This is just right now. So I hope that that helps a little bit. What was your second question? Hey Saj, the Cash App ID is Luna Affinity, LunaAffinity. My mod is not in the chat right now, and I don't have access to actually type in the chat, so, but the information is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Yeah, that's right. And you should see a picture of me come up. I believe it's a black and white picture. It's a black and white picture, like my hair is kind of covering one side of my face. There's no communication with RS. There's still no communication? I believe him to be my twin flame or soulmate. I think his aunt is the reason for no communication. Has to do with his aunt. Okay, his aunt's holding something over his head financially. Okay. Do you want me to ask what is the reason for the no communication, or do you want me to ask specifically if his aunt is the reason for no communication? Because I can ask either one. If I ask if it's his aunt, it would be pretty much a yes or no question. But if I ask what is the reason, I might be able to go a little bit more in depth. Did you have a preference? Okay, Peach, that sounds good. Okay, so we have strength. In regards to the yes or no question, if the aunt is the reason for no communication, we have yes. We also have fool at the bottom of the deck, which is also yes. So that confirms that it is the aunt. We're also going to ask for more in-depth reasons why is the aunt is preventing no communication, why she's blocking, why is RS's aunt blocking communication. Okay, we have a family card. Why is RS's aunt blocking communication? We have Four of Swords. Okay, so I do think it has to do with the aunt for sure, first and foremost, but I definitely think that that's only partly it. The Ten of Pentacles has to do with family. It has to do with establishment, wealth. So you're kind of there on the lead and kind of like there with your intuition in regards to like money. With the Ten of Pentacles, it has to do with like, yeah, just like finances. You said that his aunt is holding something over his head financially. So that kind of is a dead ringer there for that. But there's some other things going on with RS. He's feeling a bit torn. I don't know if it's manipulation. I don't know if it's his own personal struggles that's kind of stopping him from moving forward with you or reaching out with you or reaching out to you. But we also have the Four of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and then the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles mimics the Two of Swords, in my opinion. It's creating that balance or trying to find a decision between two things. So, a lot of sword energy here, a lot of air energy here. It doesn't necessarily mean that you or him are an air sign, but it could mean that. But I just feel like there's a lot of strife, a lot of struggle, a lot of things that RS is dealing with. We have heartache, heartbreak, possibly loss, or maybe separation. We have someone who's trying to gain some better perspective over a situation, maybe by going within and just kind of taking some time for themselves. RS is possibly feeling like they're torn between two things, maybe between you and the aunt, possibly, or you and the family, or you and finances, or something along those lines. And when you have the Two of Swords, you feel like you can't see your answer clearly because you're blindfolded. You feel like there's not a good decision to be made because you can't see clearly, you can't think clearly, and you kind of just want to run away from it all and just not do anything about it. So it's possible that he's kind of running away from the situation. We have the Eight of Swords, which is a lot like the Two of Swords visually, where you kind of feel restricted. The Eight of Swords is all about this self-imposed restriction, though. He can control the situation, but he's not doing anything about it. I mean, this person's tied up by string. It's not like this person can't break free. And the thing is that if you look, it's only in the mirror that they're tied up. Actually, in person, the reflection is the only thing that's restricted, not actually themselves. It's all in their mind, right? So there's just a lot of stuff going on mentally here. Part of the reason why RS is not reaching out. So I definitely think the aunt has something to do with it. There's definitely yes in regards to that. But there's just something else here within the mind, very much so mental, that's prohibiting him from moving forward, reaching out. And then we also have the Queen of Swords here, which is about someone gaining perspective. I'm not sure if that's you gaining perspective, that's him gaining perspective, or needing to gain that perspective instead of trying to run away. The Queen of Swords is also, trying to think, it's a Libra. So you said, let's see here, I'm trying to read the chat. You said, well, damn, I'm the air sign. He's scared to love and he doesn't want to be hurt, right? I think his aunt helped him get a house. Yeah. And that's what this is too. The Ten of Pentacles is all about the end of life, like, goals, you know? So, like, the Ten of Pentacles is, the 10 is kind of like the end of the tarot. So you have, like, the ace through 10, and then you have, like, the page, queen, king, all that stuff. So the 10 kind of signifies the end, and the 10 is when people have those end of life, like, material goals where you want, like, the house and the family and the kids and the pets, and you want to feel, like, established, and you want to feel like you can afford life and things like that. And it can also signify retirement and things like that, those end of life goals, basically. So it could be that he's trying to focus on that right now, and that could be part of it. This reading is spot on. I need to book a private reading from you. That would be awesome. Feel free to reach out to me. So my social media is the Luna Affinity on Instagram, and then facebook.com/Luna Affinity. So you can reach out to me on either of those via message, or you can email me, lunaaffinity@yahoo.com, if you want to book a reading. He's an Aries, so he's a fire sign. He's like also probably the kind of person who wants to do everything right and like make sure that he's like basically the first of all the zodiacs, right? So he's like the leader, and he wants to make sure that like he looks good doing everything that he's doing. He's like a fire sign, so he's a little bit of ego too, a little bit of passion. So I'm sure that he wants to make sure that he's set and he looks good to you when he moves forward. You know, when he's going to ask you out or be in a relationship with you, he wants to be. Hold on one second. I gotta get some water. So I just got a little bit. Whenever I can't talk. Whoa. So yeah, he's definitely like blocked energy wise too, I think, in his throat chakra. Whew. I was saying he just wants to be like really presentable to you, and he wants to be able to say the things that he wants to say and feel good about himself when doing so, and feel like he's aligned in life. And like as I was saying those things, I feel like I couldn't even talk. So like he's definitely blocked. All right, so Georgia Peach, I'm gonna take P Sage's question real quick because they donated in between yours, and then I'm going to come back to you for your next question. So P Sage, what is your question? That sounds good, Peach. Yeah, email me whenever you want a private reading. Luna, you're back. I have been having the worst time with technology. I was telling Peach that I'm going to have to probably refund. Definitely Trisha. I'm going to have to go back through my first reading and see if. Do you know if the reading that I did for Geo went through all the way, or did it freeze during that reading? So I might have to refund her. Yeah, all my readings get saved unless I have technological issues. Like against my will. I save every single one that I do. So, and I think that they automatically save even if I still have technical issues. All right, so P Sag, I'm gonna go ahead and do your reading real quick. How does Jay feel about not seeing me again? Okay. How does Jay feel about not seeing P Sag? You know what's crazy, Pisage? This person goes through like these like waves, right? They go through these ups and downs, you know, because feelings are not fluid. I mean, not fixed. They're fluid. So Jay is going through this roller coaster of emotions. At first, maybe a little bit like, oh, this is a new opportunity. I want to move forward. I'm not going to think about the past. We're going to go through this transition. I'm still having like issues here.
Oh.
I'm going to deal with this new beginning and this change and this transformation, and I'm going to try to remain positive about it. But then they're feeling a little bit like, I need to keep to myself. I'm not so sure how I feel anymore. Then they're starting to feel like a heavy burden. Now they're starting to go through their emotions. And you know what? If Jay is a guy or like a masculine energy, even if they are feminine, this is what happens with the masculine energy. They're like, "Woo, I'm free," and then like the feminine energy is usually ones that are really sad in the beginning, and then they go through their emotions. They feel their emotions. Typically, I'm making a generalization, but then they get through it. But usually, it's like the masculine energy later on is like, "Geez, like." This sucks. Like they're finally feeling their feelings. So, over here it's like feeling free and kind of like feeling okay. And then now we're starting to go into like the more somber feelings. Feeling kind of like a little bit of loss. Then we go back to like feeling okay a little bit, and then feeling like on the outside, kind of left out in the cold. And then we have like the Eight of Wands is about movement. It's about things moving very quickly, maybe feeling like things happen too fast, I'm not ready. And then maybe just like hanging out with friends and like trying to keep their mind off of things. It's just like there's just like this whole like up and down, up and down. So we're like happy, free. Let's go through this transition. I'm not really sure how I feel. I feel a really heavy burden. This sucks. I'm really sad about this. Well, now I'm happy again. Well, now I feel sad again. Now I feel like I'm just this poor person and like really sad on the outside, and I feel like I'm left out in the cold, and I feel lost, and I feel hopeless, and I'm really sad without this person. And then you're like, okay, you know what? I need to get out of this funk, and I need to like go hang out with my friends and move forward. And it's like really on the outside though, they're just not being they're not showing, they're not like, they're kind of lying to themselves, honestly, because they're not feeling their emotions fully. It's like anytime they start to feel sad, they like stop themselves. Anytime they start to feel sad, let's find a distraction, right? This person with the Seven of Swords is where you're not expressing your true full self on the outside, and you're like on the inside, you know who you are, but on the outside, you're trying to be somebody else. And you're almost like trying to fool yourself into thinking that you're okay when you're really not. So with this reading, I feel like he just doesn't want to feel fully here. I'm saying he, but just go with me here. Jay does not want to feel the full emotions of what it's going to be like to not see you again. I think that the energy is all over the place. But like I said, emotions are not fixed. They're fluid. And I feel like this is kind of this roller coaster of a situation. And just know that there are these down times here where this person feels pretty crummy, pretty miserable, knowing that. And I think it's going to be a long ride back for them to actually get over this fully, because they're not allowing themselves to completely feel. That's kind of like what I'm getting from this. Let me see if anything else comes out. I got some chats in here going. I haven't even had a chance to read it. Oh, thanks, Moon. It's okay. My delays, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm finally getting through it. Peach says, I need you in my life. Luna Moon says, how many questions did you ask? Hey, Trip World. We're doing donations right now. All right, anything else for P Sag? Anything else for P Sag and J? Anything else for P Sag and J? What do you know? I got chills. We have illusion. Illusion is also the moon card. And the moon is all about illusions. It's all about secrets and things being kept hidden from you and not telling the truth and not being honest. And like I said, I tell people all the time that there's something about my Lightseers deck and my Lover's Path deck that these two, like, the cards just correlate with each other, the colors. There's just something about, they just go together so well. It's so weird. But when it comes to not being completely honest, keeping things in the dark, not being true to yourself, remember I was telling that, not being honest and keeping things hidden. And everything that's hidden, all lies, everything that you, even if you're lying to yourself, things will eventually resurface. Things are eventually going to get brought to the light. Anything else for P, Sag, and J? It's not the question that I asked, P Sag, so I can only go with the question that I asked because Spirit's very literal, like they're only going to give me the answer to the question I asked, but we do have the Eight of Swords within this reading, and the Eight of Swords is about communication. It's about things coming in quickly. So it's very possible that when he's feeling down, when he's feeling at a loss and sad and disconnected from you, that he's going to try to reach out to you. Either that or reach out to his friends. But we do have the Eight of Wands, which is about communication and messages coming in and things of that nature. Anything else for P, Sag? Oh, what do you, oh my God, I literally am freaking out. Okay, so we also, and literally as I was talking about that, same card. Eight of Staves is also the Eight of Wands, so we have confirmation. All right, so you probably will be hearing from him, but just know that when you hear from him, it's probably going to be at times when he's feeling like disconnected from you, when he's missing you and things like that. Judgment is the last card that we have here, and Judgment is the card of, you want to make sure that whenever you see this card, it's basically about healing. Whenever I see this card, I think of like, kind of like absolution. I think of rebirth and where you're kind of absolving yourself of things that maybe you haven't forgiven yourself in the past of. So I don't know if this is a message for you or if this is a message for Jay. It could be a message for both of you. But basically what it's saying is just have good judgment about situations. If there's anything of the past that you feel resentment for, or you feel guilty of, or shame of, or anything of that nature, that you know that you just need to let go of, it's about absolving yourself of that, absolving the other person of that, to be able to move forward and feel a little bit less toxic. So that's more so like an advice card about the situation. But that's the last card that came out for you, P. I hope so too, P. If that's what you're wanting, I hope that they do reach out. But with the Eight of Wands both coming in, especially when we were talking about that, and then that's when the card like came out and I flipped it over. I don't know. To me, that just feels like confirmation. Okay, P, that sounds good. All right, so I think Georgia Peach is next. Peach, how many questions do you have? Did you say 3 more questions? I got, that's so funny. Luna Affinity got you too. You guys are hilarious. You guys are awesome. Oh, okay. Thanks, Peach. So, Peach is going to let you go now if you wanted to go ahead and ask your second question. And Luna Moon, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the list off now because I think I've got like three more readings to do, and I have an appointment to get to after this. Okay. When he thinks about you, it's very happy thoughts. He feels, he thinks back about the times that you've made him feel fulfilled and happy. I'm not sure if you're a earth sign, but he thinks of you as someone who's very down to earth and nurturing and warm and loving. So these are his current thoughts as he thinks about you. Again, awakening is like the sun, very fun, warm, positive. The sun card is just that very vibrant. All I can think about is just these warm feelings. We also have the King of Cups, which is the like compassionate type of guy, or it's just a masculine energy, so I'm not sure if that's him or not. But the King of Cups energy, that's a water sign, and the King of Cups is someone who's emotionally stable. They know how to express their feelings. So maybe this is how he feels about you, that you're somebody who's very emotionally intelligent, emotionally stable. So he thinks about what you brought to the relationship in that way and how you were very generous and controlled in that way. He thinks about how free you are, and because the innocence card is like the Fool. So the Fool's like kind of a free spirit in a way. They're kind of like in the water playing instruments, and I'm just kind of thinking about maybe you had like a spontaneous nature about you, possibly. You said he's a water sign, so maybe he likes the way you made him feel. Too, it could go both ways because the tarot readings, the energy is both ways. So he could like the way that you made him feel in this way. But we have the Five of Arrows, which is about conflict. It's like the Five of Swords. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe he's thinking all these lovely things, but then also like thinking, oh, but you know what? We had conflict, you know? It's like it brings him back to like the problems or like things that didn't work in the relationship as well. You said that's your nature. He never confessed his love to you. Yeah, but these are the thoughts that he's having of you right now. What are Jay's current thoughts of peace? What are Jay's current thoughts about peace? Two of Cups in reverse. So that's about breakups. That's about like disharmony or disconnect within a relationship. I believe it fell over top of the Five of Arrows too, so that's pretty significant. So he's thinking about all these things that you did for him in the relationship, but also the fact that, you know, he's thinking about why it didn't work. We also have Temperance, which is about creating a balance. So I feel like, you know, I don't think he's over it because, you know, we went through all those emotions, you know, those ups and downs where he's like, oh, I'm fine with us not being together. Oh, now I'm not. Now I am. Now I'm not. So I feel like he's still going through this, like, you know, this back and forth, almost like, you know, the Justice card where you're trying to, like, balance the scales a little bit. I think he's just trying to figure out, like, the purpose behind it all. He's trying to figure out why. There we have the Page of Pentacles. I think that came up in the last reading too. I think he's just trying to figure out how to move forward. I just don't think he's over you. I don't think he's over anything that's gone down. I don't think he's worked through it at all or processed it all. Yeah, what did I just say? And look what just came out. The Three of Swords. And that's about heartache, heartbreak, loss, and like disconnect and separation of the one that you love. And the overall energy at the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is wanting that relationship with someone that you love and that you care about. It's about marriage and having a happy home and having a loving relationship. And like when he thinks about you, that's what he wants. That's what he wanted with you. And I'm going to try to get some messages here before I wrap this one up. Yeah, neither are you. Yeah. Jay's current feelings about P. Jay's current feelings about P. Jay's current feelings about P. We have love makes a difference. Love helps heal past hurt and provides a sense of security and self-worth. So that's what you gave to him, providing a sense of security and self-worth. That may be why it's kind of hard to let you go. He just hasn't like severed those ties. Jay's current feelings about P. When we love, our lives are changed forever. So he's just really thinking about the fact that like you've made a huge difference in his life, and that like this, whether you guys continue to, you know, on the path that you're on separately, or whether you guys are able to move forward together, you know, depending on how things go in your life, you have made a profound impact on his life. And I think that's why he's having such a hard time being able to move on from this. And it's going to take a long time, because it's, if you can really see the pain in this person's face, you know, this is how he feels deep down about the situation. He really saw something there with you, but maybe you just didn't express it. Maybe he's having some regret with that. So overall, this is how he feels about you right now. And he's just trying to navigate his feelings, and some days he feels good about it, some days he doesn't, and, you know, he's just trying to do his best, you know, to work through all of that. I hope so too. I hope he's able to tell you. That's what we all want, you know. We want someone to just say, you know, you've made a difference. This is how I feel about you. We want people, we want to have that, you know, closure with somebody. Yeah. I hope so. If that's what you guys want, I hope that that's what happens. Because I don't think either of you are over it. And thanks everybody for subscribing. I really appreciate it. A perk of subscribing is knowing every time that I go live. So that kind of helps you because you'll get an alert on your phone if you turn the notifications on. And then it also helps me in my channel, which of course I really appreciate. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's over it. I will agree. Luna Moon, are you doing a reading tonight? Remember, my mods get a free reading. You're welcome, P. All right, Peach, I know that you posted your questions a while back, but it's been a minute. So if you wouldn't mind just like posting those again for me, that would be awesome. Okay. What are RS's true feelings and intentions with me? He has never really revealed what he holds in his heart. Okay. I always love the way that you word questions. Okay. What are RS's true feelings, intentions? What are RS's true feelings, intentions with Peach? What are RS's true feelings, intentions with Peach? Hey, KZ. All right, you know what, Peach, I'm just going to go ahead and stop there because I feel like every single card that's coming out is basically telling me the same thing. So we have Four of Wands. We have the Empress, the Sun, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and the Lover's card. So with these 5 cards right here telling me that his intentions are so pure and so true. He has just straight romantic, real feelings and intentions towards you. He has intentions for a real connection. and taking the next step with you at some point. These are his intentions. This is what he wants. He sees you as someone who he just has eyes for you, basically. When I see the Empress card, it's just basically like, when you look at this person, would you have eyes for anyone else? This is just like goddess energy, right? He looks at you as this someone who's very warm and inviting and who he has so much fun with, and you would make him so happy. And someone who inspires and sparks that passion within him. And just the lovers, are you kidding me? It's this relationship, this connection, this soulmate. I mean, it's just magical, okay? So there's definitely an intention there that's pure and real. There's something that's holding him back. Of course, we have the Ace of Pentacles coming in reverse. Why wouldn't we? We were just talking about there's money involved here. There's some kind of something that's blocking him. He has a block, like I would say in his headspace, a mental block here when it comes to finances. He wants to be the best version of himself before he even brings himself to you, because he feels like he needs to be a certain person and have a certain thing and be at a certain level for you to want him, for him to be good enough, for him to feel good enough about himself to be in a relationship. Does that make sense? It's a thing within himself, a conflict within himself. It has nothing to do with you. So because it's in reverse, it makes me feel like he feels like he hasn't planned enough. He hasn't created enough. He hasn't seen his harvest grow enough. He doesn't have a house, or he doesn't have, the best job, or, whatever it is that he feels like he needs to have in order to embody what is worthy. That's what he's working through right now. So it doesn't mean that his intentions and feelings for you aren't real. It's just that that's there, unfortunately, of course. We also have this energy at the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Swords, which can mean, having anxiety and things like that. But when it comes in reverse, to me, it feels like he just feels kind of hopeless. I feel like he's just kind of struggling a little bit within getting to this place. He feels like it's taking maybe a lot longer or becoming more of a struggle than what he thought it was going to. I think maybe he thought things were just going to be a little bit easier for him than they are. So he's probably just like, you know what, I just can't even think about a relationship right now. Happy to have you here, KZ. We missed you. Yeah, so I feel like these readings are definitely kind of going along with each other, which is awesome. I love when it all kind of connects. Peach, I wasn't sure because I'm not keeping track. How many more questions? I think you said, was it one more or was it two more? I hope so. You're welcome. Or was that all the questions? I can't remember. I'm having trouble keeping track now. I know I still have Luna Moon to do, but Georgia Peach, did I settle you up? Was that everything, or? Oh, that's so nice. Okay. So Luna Moon, it's one more for Luna Moon. Okay, so Luna, you get your 2 questions. Love reading regarding you, Scorpio and me, Gemini. Okay. No specific question, just a love reading. That's fun. Let's see here. We'll start with the Lover's Path. These are like so whimsical and beautiful. I always like to do these for love readings. Love reading regarding you and Luna Moon. Love reading regarding you. Okay, so... Okay, I'm getting a little bit excited. Hold on 1 second here. Getting more excited. Alright, I'm not sure if you are in a relationship with the Scorpio, but I kind of feel like this was here. Regardless of whether or not you are, you're taking the next step in the relationship. So the Princess of Coins is the Page of Pentacles, which is about new opportunity and manifestation, kind of like progression and moving things forward, moving things along into the next step. It's about new opportunities. And the Seven of Coins is having that vision. So the Seven of Coins is kind of like when you have an idea about something and then you think about it and then you want to make that happen. So you're kind of like planting the seeds and you're kind of starting your harvest, right? So you haven't actually seen things grow yet, but you're kind of like making those things happen to work towards your future and build your future. I just feel like this is all very good. We have Innocence, which is also the Fool in tarot. This is about being a free spirit, having fun, and just having a lot of fun with that person. Just being kind of spontaneous and wild and free and going on adventures and maybe planning a lot of fun dates or just doing a lot of things together one-on-one. I see some passion within this reading with the staves. The staves is also the wands. The Prince of Wands is the Knight of Wands, which is about more adventure, acting on impulse, which, like I said, is about being spontaneous here. Just having kind of that energy to do those things and go on those adventures. So you might just say, hey, let's go on a late night trip to, I don't know, some restaurant or something randomly. Just kind of just having like that fun, youthful energy. The thing about the next step in the relationship is we have the Four of Staves, and I'm not sure if you're in a relationship. Oh, you said no in separation. So there's something about coming back together here. With the Four of Staves, I also see 1111, which can also mean twin flame connection. I don't think, and also now that I see it here, I see 1111 actually here as well. So I think that this person may be a twin flame connection, in all honesty. I don't see the Two of Cups. I wouldn't be surprised if we keep going if I see a Two of Cups come up. But I think that the thing about the twin flame connection is that you guys, with twin flames, you come in, you come together, you separate, you challenge each other. One person's always pulling away while the other person's pushing for togetherness. One person's usually more certain about the relationship than the other person. And sometimes that causes separation between the two of you. So I think that there's a coming together because we have a spark of new romance here. We have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is about love and overwhelming emotion. It's also about new love. It's the Ace of Cups, so it's the beginnings of new love. So I definitely feel like because we have forward movement, new opportunity, we have planting seeds, we have, passion, we have the Four of Staves, which is about kind of marriage, relationships. And I say marriage loosely because to me it can mean marriage, but I just feel like it means taking the next step in the relationship, which in your case may be, coming back together. So with the Ace of Cups meaning a new spark of love or overwhelming emotion or new love or new connection, I kind of feel like this isn't the end for the two of you. We also have Grace, which is the star, and it means have hope for the relationship. It means have hope for that sense of renewal. Everything about this reading is about renewal. It's about renewal, new opportunities, being free, planting seeds, coming together, new love. It just doesn't seem like this is the end for the two of you. We also have the Nine of Coins, which is also the Knight of Pentacles. And this is about culmination. This is about seeing the fruits of your labor and living in that luxury and living in that fulfillment. So everything that you planted here is now coming together here. So it's kind of like creating the story for you, okay? So if you're concerned at all about you and the Scorpio, if you guys are going to get back together, if you guys are, Scorpio is coming in, I was right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely feel that here. So if there's any concern at all for that, I don't feel like the separation is going to be forever. I'm going to see if there's anything else here. You and the moon. Expansion, foresight, planning, moving forward. And a lot of times this is planning and moving forward and coming together with the Three of Wands. we have the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is a lot like, to me, the Four of Staves, the Four of Wands here. This is about, you know, being in harmony with one another. The Ten of Cups is like, you know, this one's also about marriage as well. This is also about like happiness and being happy together in a relationship. The best thing about this card is feeling aligned with one another. So if you feel like there's been any disconnect between the two of you, or you guys haven't been like have not been on the same page with things, this card shows promise with that. And then also with the King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles a lot reminds me of the Emperor in way of, when I see this card right now, I think of stability. I think of just having that steadiness, like the King of Pentacles, having that control and just finally feeling like the relationship is just on the right foot and has that foundation that it needs. Like that security, you know? Anything else for Luna, Moon, and you? Spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So do you remember when I said twin flame? Like a deep soul connection? This is spiritual connection. A relationship that has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So that's just confirming what I said. Anything else for Luna, Moon, and you? Anything else for Luna, Moon, and you? We also have relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. So what's good about that is basically what it's saying is that you guys are going to come back together because you're going to understand what's needed for change. You're going to see what the relationship patterns are, and you're going to be able to move past that because you're looking at the heart of the matter. This is saying there's more going on than meets the eye. So you guys are going to be able to work through that because you're going to be able to kind of step back because you're not together right now and be able to see the big picture. What's going on? What do we need to change? What can we do to be able to move forward and come back together? And it also says slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. So just take the time to be with yourself right now. Take the time to reflect. You guys need this space right now because all twin flames do. So that way you can really understand who you are within the relationship and outside of the relationship. But I just feel really strongly that this isn't it for you guys. Like it's going to happen. Yes, we can feel it. Don't be speechless, I told you. Love is in the air. Luna Moon, did you have a second question that you wanted to take for your free reading? I have time for one more for your free one if you wanted. Okay, I will ask when. Yeah, when is a good question? That's what I'm working on for you right now. All right, so it's saying 3 of Pentacles, which can signify 3 years, but to me it said 3 months. I wanted to get a clarifying card. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. New moon in Capricorn means that it can happen in the time frame of December 22nd to January 19th. We're in early November now. So December, January. So I'm thinking between 2 and 3 months. So I'm thinking between, do the math for me, guys. This January 3rd, no, January 7th to probably February 7th is probably what I'm thinking, between like 2 and 3 months. I mean, it can happen as early as like mid-December. Usually Pentacles, like I said, Pentacles can typically mean years. But I'm thinking it's going to be more months. Just because that's kind of like the first thing that I thought of was months when I saw that card. And usually I just go with like my claircognizance when I read times. When for Lunar Moon and you reconnect. Moon. Yeah, here we go. So just to get confirmation on that, Page of Wands is weeks. So I just wanted to get clarification. Could it be years? If like I got another Pentacles card, I probably would be like, okay, it might be more leaning towards like a longer time frame. But Page of Wands is saying weeks. So I'm leaning more towards the time of Capricorn, which like I said is December 22nd to January 19th. So I would not be surprised if it happened before the end of the year or the beginning of next year. You're confused and happy. You didn't expect such a wonderful reading. Hey, country, I'm going to have to do it really quick because I'm signing off. I have an appointment that I have to get to. But go ahead with your questions because I closed my my chat. Luna, would you mind typing out again that the chat, that the readings are closed for the night? Country, go ahead with your 2 questions and I'll answer those real quick. But I have a massage appointment that I have to get to, so I got to make this quick. But thank you for your donation. I appreciate it. You're welcome, Luna. Can you tell me how Ryan is feeling? Also, we'll be away from each other for months, and I want to know what's going to happen when he comes back with our relationship. Also, we'll be away from each other for months. Okay, so Country, I'll answer both of those questions for you. Not a problem at all. I just want to let you know that when it comes to questions about the future, it's important to keep in mind that the tarot taps into the current energy surrounding your question and goes with the current trajectory of the situation to determine the outcome, meaning you and him have free will and the ability to change the future. So when I ask the question, just know that the result that comes up is determined using the current energy of the way things are going in your life. So things could change. He could change his mind at the drop of a hat, but as long as he continues thinking the way that he is now and his energy is the same as it is now, then this is how things are going to go because it's going along the current trajectory of how things are right now. So I just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there because things can just change, at the drop of a hat. But we're going to go first with your first question. You want to know how Ryan is feeling. Do you want to know how Ryan is feeling about you or how he's feeling about anything in general? What specifically do you want to know about how he's feeling? Or is Ryan a girl? Sometimes Ryans are girls, so I just want to make sure. Oh, you said he. Okay, so Ryan is a guy. Okay. Okay, how is Ryan currently feeling about Country? How is Ryan currently feeling about Country? Please tell me how Ryan is currently feeling about Country. How is Ryan currently feeling about Country? Yes, I can change your second question, absolutely. All right. So we have the Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the King of Swords. We have the Moon, the Three of Wands, Six of Cups, the Lovers, and the Ten of Pentacles. Overall, this is a very positive reading. With the Page of Wands, with the current feelings of how he feels about you, is that he feels like you're very much a free spirit, someone who's very, marches to the beat of their own drum. You're very you. I think you're a very unique person, and you are who you are, and just very different. That's very appealing to him. You're somebody who he sees opportunity with as far as future plans, future possibilities. We have the King of Swords, which is about communication, has a lot to do with your mental intelligence and the way that you think, your perspective that you have on situations King of Swords is someone who's very communicative and can hold conversation very well. They also are very intelligent people. And maybe he feels that's how you are, or you guys hold very deep conversations and you have good conversations with each other, and that he likes that about you. The Moon, there's something being hidden. I'm not sure if it's something you're hiding from him or something he's hiding from you. It could be the true feelings that you have for each other. The Moon doesn't necessarily always mean that you're keeping secrets from each other in a bad way. It could mean that maybe he's in love with you, but he hasn't told you yet. Or it could mean that he's hiding something bad from you that needs to be said to you. The Moon is just things that are kept hidden that we aren't telling people, that we need to eventually tell them. These things are things that are going to be brought to light at some point. These are things that are kept hidden, but everything in the dark gets brought to the light at some point. So there is definitely a secret here, something that's not being completely open and honest. But like I said, it doesn't necessarily, mean that it's bad. It just means that it's not completely out in the open and being expressed. There is some kind of possible illusion, fear, insecurity, maybe anxiety of some sort, just not being completely expressed here. We have the Three of Wands, which is about expansion, moving forward. It reminds me a lot of the Page of Pentacles in this card reading for some reason. So, like I said, he sees you as somebody who he would want to move forward with in a relationship. You're kind of somebody who he sees a past, present, future with, because there's a lot of past, present, future energy. We have some present energy here. We have some past energy here. We have future energy here. He just sees you as somebody who he kind of wants around for the long run. Six of Cups is about reminiscing on the past and the memories that you have together. It's kind of a nostalgic card where, you think about how things have been, where you're kind of ruminating, reminiscing about memories that you've made with someone, or how things used to be, or just maybe just a fun memory that you've had with that person. It's just somebody who feels very familiar to you. Like I said, it's just a very nostalgic kind of card with the Six of Cups. It's actually probably one of my favorite cards. It's just a very innocent, very memorable kind of card. And also it can mean that this person is someone you knew from your past. It could be a past life person, or it can mean literally somebody from your childhood that's come back that you knew from before. Or it can mean somebody that you've known for a very long time. Or it can mean, when you met each other, he just felt very familiar to you and you just had a very instant connection. The Lover's card, how his current feelings are for you is that he very much loves you. He very much still feels this connection with you all the time, that he wants the relationship with you. The Lover's card is one of the major arcana cards of the tarot card that signifies romance. I want to say it's probably like one of the best and only of the major arcana that signifies romance and romantic connection. And it also means that there's alignment in your values, that you guys connect on that level. And because of that, he sees you at the end of his life. He sees you as somebody he wants there in the end with him, with the family and all of those things. I definitely feel like he loves you a lot. And those are his current feelings, that there's just things about you that he finds unique, that he just wants around a lot, but there's something here that he's not fully expressing or being completely honest about, and I think that's kind of suppressing the overall energy. And maybe it's that he loves you. Maybe that hasn't been completely honest about his feelings, and he needs to be. But if he's told you that he loves you, that he's in love with you, and that he, wants all these things with you, then just know that there's something else going on here that he's not being completely honest about. Sometimes it could mean, he has plans to propose. That's the secret. I don't know. It's not always positive, though. I will say that. So just keep that in mind. But those are the current feelings. And then you said you wanted your second question to be, oh, you said, I feel he loves me too. He told me he likes me a lot, but he didn't want a commitment, so I stopped things. Okay, that's what he's hiding from you then. It's got to be that. In the overall energy at the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot, which is about forward movement, right? The Chariot's always moving forward. It's the light and the dark, the yin and the yang, the shadow and the light side. So he just needs to be able to express these things to you. That's got to be, you said we're not there yet. That's got to be what it is. It's got to be what he's hiding from you. He's got to have that willpower for sure and that determination to be able to express that to you. And then, of course, underneath this, we have the High Priestess, which is basically saying, trust your intuition. Like, what do you think that it is? What do you think this is? If you really feel like that's what that is, the High Priestess is saying, trust your gut, because the High Priestess is all about your higher power, your intuition. You know what I mean? It's your subconscious mind and you listening to your gut. He's obsessed with me. He thinks I don't know it, but I do. Yeah, so he's just trying to play it cool, right? And that's what it is. And that's what the moon is about. Okay. While Ryan and Country are away from each other, how will he feel being away for so long? While Ryan and Country are away from each other, how will he feel being away for so long? Yeah, he definitely has some feelings for you for sure, because he's gonna feel pretty like torn. I saw this one in my mind. Like before I shuffle, like I saw this card come up. Man, I should have called it. That is so crazy to me. So, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna feel really like not good about it. The Tower card is about like things kind of crashing down on you and like you're not ready for it. Even though he knows it's happening, or maybe he doesn't know. Does he know that he's going to be away from you for so long? Maybe he doesn't know, because the Tower sometimes can suggest things happening out of nowhere that you're not ready for or prepared for. But the Tower is about like changes and things happening and like kind of just turning your whole world upside down. So I kind of feel like he's going to feel like this is kind of something that he's not ready for. It can also suggest disaster. So maybe he's just going to be like not okay with this, but he's going to kind of keep it to himself. Both of these pictures, they're kind of holding things close to them, kind of keeping things close to them. And I'm reading these intuitively as well. This one not so much, but this one as well. They're kind of keeping to themselves, right? They're kind of holding their feelings close to them is kind of how I'm reading these cards. Four of Pentacles is also someone who's very conservative, reserved as well, and they're not really expressing themselves. They're kind of keeping to themselves in that way. Five of Pentacles is feeling lost, feeling sad, feeling left out in the cold, so he might feel very lonely not being around you for all this time, and feeling kind of like blinded, restricted, feeling kind of torn, wishing that he didn't have to be like away from you for so long. Like this is like the distance and you and like being away from you for so long. But underneath the Four of Pentacles also is the Nine of Wands. Very guarded about the situation. I really don't think he might at some point, maybe towards the end or like at some point during the duration of you guys being away from each other, start to finally express how he feels. But it's going to take a while. This is someone who's very guarded, someone who maybe has been through hurt and pain in the past for some reason, whether that's their personal life, past relationships, something that's kind of built this wall, and that way they're kind of guarded and don't really express how they feel about things and don't really want to show their cards right away. So, I just don't think he's going to really tell you how he feels about being away from you, but this is what's going to go on inside. Ryan is a very slow moving person. He's a pentacle. He's a pentacle suit. Whether he's an earth sign or not, he's somebody who moves slowly and is guarded and is reserved and doesn't want to express how he feels right away. And I find that a lot in these readings that I'm reading a lot of for pentacle energy, because if people knew how people felt about them, they probably wouldn't be asking me. So pentacle energy comes up a lot. But I really feel like deep down inside he feels for you these Four of Wands. He wants that next step in the relationship with you. He just kind of really adores you, honestly. And I think it's going to be very hard for him to be away from you. Oh, you left already? So this may be because this is the first card that came out, and that may be how he's feeling. Like his whole world kind of flipped upside down once you left. That's really kind of sad, actually. Yeah. So, maybe just stay in connection with him, help him through it. If that's your desire, if that's something that you want to do. Oh, and look at the bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups. So, again, this is more, again, I think this is actually what Luna Moon got. The Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. These are like both like next step in relationship, possibly marriage down the line kind of cards. It's about being happy, being in alignment. They're very similar cards here. So cute, thank you. You're welcome. He needs this because he needs to feel what it's like without me, because I want a commitment. Yeah, I hear that. I think that he's thinking about it too, right? Because he's thinking about this commitment here. But of course, he's still deliberating. Of course, he's he's torn between what decision he's torn, right? So I like your confidence, Country. I feel like it's really great. I like that you say this is what he needs because he needs to feel this. Like, you're a very confident person, and I felt that very much so at the first reading. When I think it was the page, was it the Page of Wands that I pulled when I said the free spirit, very unique person. You're just overall very confident within yourself. I can definitely feel that. So anyway, thanks guys for hanging out with me. You've been great. It's 5:55 p.m. So I think that's a perfect time to sign off where I am at. You guys have a great night. Thank you for all the donations, all the love. If anyone happens to talk to Trisha in another chat from my very first reading, somehow, some way, let her know I'll be refunding her money once I can try to figure that out. But anyway, you guys have